Welcome to MAP, the Mad About Pop Culture podcast. And to help you on this new journey is the host, Sagar, and his crew that will be joining him, as they will take you on an adventure of all things pop culture. So sit back, grab a drink, take out your maps, and enjoy the ride.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map, I'm the map. If there's a place you gotta get, I can get you there, I bet. I'm the map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
Haha.
Just keeps getting better. Hey guys, welcome back to MAP, the Mad About Pop Culture podcast. I'm your host Sagar, and joining me today is Squishy Joshy, aka Joshua.
How you going?
Good man, how's it going?
Oh yeah. Don't get me started on how's it going.
Mate, this whole week has just been a schmozzle.
Oh, it's been. I didn't even have words for this week. It's just.
Mate, we start off the week with like 40 plus degrees, you know, mate, burning ourselves up in there.
Literally, especially over in your end, right?
Oh my god, it was like Australia Day, it was like 41. It was so bad. Just stay inside, turn the AC on, mate.
Yeah.
Don't want to get burnt. Oh my goodness, like it was terrible weather.
You lose patience as well.
Oh my
like,
god, yes.
When you work full time,
yeah,
and some of you might even have 2 jobs like me.
Yeah.
It's just the heat gets to you. You just
to kick things off. So I'm just going to be talking about a couple of news items, skimming them through, going through quickly. And then our main topic, we've got 2 today, so we're going to do a sort of not a breakdown, everyone's done a breakdown of the Godzilla versus Kong trailer. We're just going to be talking about it and giving you our impressions about it. We're not going to break it down and, you know, tell you all the Easter eggs that's in there. No, we're just going to be giving you our opinion and what we think and have whatever theories we might have so far. And then the next part is we're going to be talking about Wandavision. The first 3 episodes that has come out. There will be spoilers for those first 3 episodes. And once again, we're not going to be breaking it down. We're just going to be giving our thoughts and opinions and seeing where the show's going to go, because I'm pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of people breaking it down and giving you Easter eggs. We're just going to give you a fresh new twist on it and go from there, man. Yeah, how's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, cool. To kick things off, we're just going to skim through some news quickly. Is that Black Widow might get delayed again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might get delayed. If that does get delayed, then that's possible they'll just do a Disney Plus release on that one.
Yeah.
So just premiere it like they did to Mulan, have it like for $30. The reason why they're still trying to hope that it goes to the cinemas is because Scarlett Johansson has a clause in her contract.
Like, yeah, heard about that.
Yeah, all these Marvel actors have a clause. Well, not just Marvel, but it'll probably be majority of the actors anyways. They've got a clause saying that that they must have a movie premiere and they get a percentage of the profit or a percentage of the sales from the movie release and stuff. So, but in saying that, Disney's a massive company. They've got money like no tomorrow. It'll probably be like pocket change to them, to be honest. Like
True.
Yeah. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Would you rather them premiere it in the cinemas or have it on Disney Plus?
So I think they were, from what I heard, I think it was going to be like a sort of a hybrid release. So the places around the world that could actually release it in cinemas will release it in cinemas, and everywhere else would be like premiere access for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on that, I guess, because Marvel is just like all the stories are kind of like intertwined with each other. Even though Black Widow is one of those movies that is kind of not related to the main plot moving forward, I kind of think that they just need to get it out at this point because it keeps getting delayed. And if Disney Plus is their way of doing that, then go for it. Because honestly, If they keep delaying it, they're going to have to keep delaying everything else. And, the story's just never going to progress. And they're just basically debuting Wandavision, and which is basically carrying the story forward, but, we're not going to get anything else because the movies won't progress. So, yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at it, so we've got WandaVision that's happening. That's going to be running for 9 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, because it's about 9 episodes, I think.
9 episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about 8 weeks. We're up to week 3 now. And then straight after that, it's Falcon and Winter Soldier, straight after. Literally, as soon as WandaVision finishes, Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out. The following week. In saying that, that's going to run for 8 to 9 weeks. After that, they've got a gap, and that's what they were thinking about releasing Black Widow was during that gap, because Loki won't come out until October or November.
Somewhere around there,
around there, yeah. So Loki doesn't come out until then. So they've got a pretty big gap. Same thing I heard about the hybrid release as well, that they might just release it in countries like Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, you won't get a full pack cinema like you used to, but at least you'll get some people through the doors instead of none. So I think that's what they're aiming to do on that. But in saying that, they might just release it on Disney Plus and just pay out Scarlett Johansson and the directors and the other actors. They might just pay them out. They might just take it as a loss. But they can take it as a loss because they've got enough to recover anyway. So that's pretty much it for the Marvel news. This is also news as well. Christopher Nolan has left Warner Brothers.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so Christopher Nolan left Warner Brothers after what Warner Brothers are doing. So you know how they're releasing movies in the cinema and on HBO Max together? Christopher Nolan is not a fan of that. So he's he threw a tantrum in regards to it and saying that no, it's not the full cinema experience and all that stuff, and so he's left. So who knows what he's going to do. He's probably going to go join maybe Sony, probably make his own company, production company, he's big enough to do that, So he's left Warner Brothers. And bit of news just to wrap it up quickly is basically the new Wonka film. They're thinking about
what?
Yeah, they're gonna make a Willy Wonka prequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before he had his chocolate factory and everything.
What's it gonna be called?
Wonka.
Just Wonka.
Just Wonka.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So they've got 2 people up for Willy Wonka. They've got Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much going to be a prequel to how he has dreams of owning chocolate.
Does it explain how they find the Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, I was about to say how he died. He's got ambitions to be the best, have the most chocolate in the world, and slaves at the same time. Jeez, that's going to carry out really well if they have to try to explain. No, they're workers, are you sure? That's pretty much it on the news. We want to keep it light and flowing. Yeah. We don't want to put too much information out there. Just got a trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. What was it, a few days ago? Not that long ago.
Yeah. Probably at the start of the week, right?
Yeah, I think it was Monday or something.
Yeah.
They dropped the trailer for that, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. When I woke up, I just looked at my computer screen and was like, what's this?
Well, what's happening?
Yeah.
I literally was like, oh yeah, I forgot they're making that movie. I honestly thought it was delayed till next year. But fun fact is they've moved it up. Apparently it was still meant to get released this year, but later. But they've moved it up. So I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm keen still. Yeah, man. What was your thoughts on it when you first saw it?
To be honest, I didn't even know it was going to be a thing.
I
didn't even realize that it was going to be a continuation of previous movies as well.
Yeah, they did show a bit of a spoiler at the end of Kong Skull Island. Yeah. Post-credit scenes, they were like, he's not the only one that's been there, and then you see a cave painting of Godzilla.
So it did
Ghidorah. So it teased the next Godzilla movie, which was Godzilla King of Monsters, and that movie like,
Like, what was in good or bad?
what was in what's happening? I'm so fascinated by this. What is happening? Like, literally, you're sitting there and you're just amazed by, like, the spectacle of it.
Yeah, but I heard it flopped.
Dude, don't worry about the storyline. Just watch the fights. That's the only reason you should. Like, it's got boring, meaningless human characters. But
Yeah.
then you've got Godzilla, like, man, like, throwing down with, like, Ghidorah and stuff. It looks so sick, man. And then Godzilla, you've seen the first one, right? The 2014 one?
No. I haven't seen any of the new Godzilla
The
movies.
new ones, okay. So in the 2014 one, in the first one, he gets like atomic breath, which is that
Is that blue?
blue laser that
Yeah.
comes out of his mouth. And in the second Godzilla movie, he gets like an atomic blast, which is like he turns like Super Saiyan and he flies off and stuff. So it's like, no, he doesn't fly off. He turns like Super Saiyan and just does this blast and stuff, and it's just. It's like one of the. It's a pretty cool thing. Like he turns like completely like nuclear. Like all the radiation. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, how are people surviving with that much radiation and that much like,
Yeah.
like that?
They're just like walking around. It's
Yeah.
like, everything's normal.
Yeah. Oh look, it's Godzilla. Wait, what's that?
So, actually, you know what? I only remember. I totally forgot they made a movie called Kong Skull Island. Like, the only Kong that I remember was the one with Jack Black.
Jack Black. Yeah. No, that was a good one, man. That was the first time I saw Jack Black act as like a serious, like have a serious play as a serious role. Like he's had serious roles prior to that, but like that was the first time that I saw him like actually, because he's normally like that lovable bubbly character kind of thing, and seeing him in that was pretty cool. These movies, these Godzilla movies, they're a continuity of like the ones from like the 50s and stuff. So like it just continues and goes on and on. But I'm not too sure if it has anything to do with the. Do you remember the Godzilla from the 2000s? I think it was 2000s or 1999 or something.
Yeah.
The really old one with Matthew Broderick.
Mm.
Yeah, that one. I think that was just its separate kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Not part of the same.
Yeah, kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
But this Godzilla is part of like on Netflix. There's the animated series. If you have a look at it, there's the animated series, which is a 3-part. So this is sort of like this Godzilla's part of that animated series, but that animated series is set in the future, and not in. It's not so. So this Godzilla is meant to be set in the present, the one that we're watching, the trailer that we saw, but the animated one on Netflix is in the future.
Okay.
So like, there's a bigger Godzilla. That Godzilla in that animated movie is like a giant, like literally, he's a mountain. He's not a building, like because this one's the size of a building, that one's the size of a mountain. Like that's how massive it is.
Like Mount Fuji or something.
Yeah, literally, he's like enormous. So anyways, back to the trailer thing. But for some reason, I don't know, Godzilla looked tiny. It looked smaller than what it was back the other two movies.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird.
He looks smaller. Like, I mean, they both fit on an air flight
Actually,
carrier.
on the topic of like their size,
Yeah.
right? You remember in the trailer that scene where King Kong just does like this massive punch into Godzilla, and they're standing in the water.
No, they're
right?
standing on the boat.
Yeah, but like Godzilla's in the water, yeah.
No, they're both in the on top of the boat.
Are you sure?
That's what I mean. Like they're standing on the helicarrier, from.
Wait, are you sure? Because when Kong steps forward,
Yeah.
doesn't he go into the water?
No. So.
What is the logic of these character sizes?
Here. Hold on.
Because I thought they were standing in the water, right? So how is it possible? Like they must have the longest legs.
Yeah, there. Can you see it?
Yeah. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But
Yeah.
in saying that, like, so how big is this air carrier then?
That's
Is it
what I
bigger
mean.
than the entire city.
Dude, but like, but if you look at it, look at the helicopter here,
Yeah.
right? compared to Godzilla and stuff, Godzilla's meant to be like the size of a building. Like literally, it's meant to be the size of a building.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I'm confused about. I'm like, how is this thing? He looks smaller, and they've obviously sized up Kong as well. They've obviously made him huge. Otherwise, like, what's the point?
Okay, so I thought they were standing in the water. Otherwise, it was like they'd have really long legs.
Nah. I was just like looking at it. I'm like, he looks smaller.
Yeah,
Like, because in the 2014 one, he crushes an aircraft with his feet.
Mm.
And so I'm just like, he looks so much tinier now. But I've got like a theory on that, kind of. I've got a theory on why he's like this. But like, if you look at it, like, you saw the trailer, like, Godzilla goes like crazy and he starts attacking the humans and stuff. But he's meant to be the protector. He's like Earth's protector. So he's like the alpha male of these creatures. They're what are they called? Titans. They're called Titans.
Titans.
They call them Titans. So he's meant to be the alpha. He's meant to be the king. So everyone bows down to him, and everyone, you don't mess around with him. And he'll do anything to protect the Earth and protect life and stuff. But in this one, he like goes absolutely crazy. Like, he goes complete like bonkers and starts destroying ships and things like that. So I've got like a theory on it. It'll be hard to explain to you, but people that have seen the movies will understand. But it's Godzilla always comes in pairs. There's always a second Godzilla. There's always a second one. It doesn't have to be alive. It could be an egg, but there's always two. There's always two, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you look in the 50s and stuff, there's one that died, and then in the next one, it's the other one that's come alive, and then it continues from there. There's always a pair of two. So, my theory is that the Godzilla that we saw in 2014 is like the alpha male Godzilla. Like, he's like the biggest one, because he looks, in 2014, he looks huge. He's a beast compared to this one. So my theory is that in the first 2014 movie, it's alpha, like, it's like an alpha Godzilla, like the dominant one. And then the next movie that came out, Godzilla King of Monsters, it's the same one. It's the same alpha Godzilla. But here's my thing. I think that Godzilla died. Right?
Yeah.
So they died, or he's badly wounded or something like that. One or the other. I've got a feeling someone out there has captured him and is like pretty much using that Godzilla for torture or for experimental uses, and due to that, it's emitting a signal and it's calling out for the other Godzilla, and it's pretty much like the other Godzilla's going crazy because this alpha Godzilla is sort of giving a signal saying the humans have turned and they've started experimenting, sort of like a signal like that.
Yep.
Like a distress signal. And then this Godzilla's there to like literally screw shit up. This one's like sort of like a baby, because in the trailer you can see that Mecha Godzilla. Yeah. So another thing is they base Mecha Godzilla off the other one, of the Alpha Godzilla, and like they use its DNA and things like that. It could manipulate the other Godzilla.
Yeah, so they're basically weaponizing it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they'll create this giant metal Godzilla, and then they'll use it to manipulate the other Godzilla into destroying the Earth. But then I think that Kong and them team up to get rid of it. But that's just a wild theory. I'm not too sure if it's going to be true or not, but that's something I thought I might just throw out there.
It could be right on the bill on that one. I think it sounds about right.
Yeah, well, hopefully, but that's the thing. I'm not too sure. Like, and you know, if I'm right, don't come after me, because this is just a theory I'm throwing out there. And spoilers, just in case I am right.
Yeah.
But like, that's one thing. The other thing is basically my other theory would be like that Godzilla had no idea about King Kong because apparently King Kong's meant to be in like the Bermuda Triangle, sort of like that kind of area. Godzilla had no idea about it, so Godzilla believes that Kong is a threat. But in saying that, Godzilla shouldn't like destroy the ships and all that stuff that he did. He's probably thinking that Kong's like a threat or he's being manipulated, one or the other. That's my theory, but
Yeah.
I got a feeling that this isn't the real Godzilla that we see in the last two movies. I think this is like another one.
Yeah, no, I think. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the movie unless it comes out on Netflix. But I think your theory sounds about right. I've heard some other things about it as well, and it's pretty close to your theory. So yeah.
We won't, because it's going to come out on HBO. We won't get it on HBO. I think most likely we'll get it on one of the other. It won't be Netflix. It will most likely come out on like a Foxtel or an Amazon or or a Apple TV for us. Sort of like a buy now kind of situation. Netflix doesn't have that buy now like premiere thing. So I got a feeling that it might come out on like, because everything HBO comes out on Foxtel here for us, and then after that it'll be in, I think we're looking at probably maybe, like I said, maybe Amazon or Foxtel, or something like that. It'll probably come out on that, but I'm definitely gonna go look at it because I like things like this, like Pacific Rim as well. Where you've got like where you've got monsters versus robots. That looks sick to me, man. I'd love to see something like that. That would be pretty cool. You have Thor versus Thanos 2.0.
Oh yeah. That's the first thing I thought when I saw that bit in the trailer. I was like, hey, wait a minute, this is Thor.
I was like, wait, where have I seen this before?
Just everything about it, like him coming down with the like it looks like the axe as well.
Exactly.
Same color energy, like the blue energy. Like
fun fact on that axe. That's I think that's that the tip of the axe, I think that's Godzilla's dorsal fin.
Yeah.
I think it looks like it's part of its fin. But I don't know what the handle is. I don't know if it's like a bone or something. It looked like a bone for some reason.
It's Groot.
It probably is Groot. It probably is Groot. Yeah, I wouldn't, I reckon it will be Groot. That'll be amazing. Next minute you hear Vin Diesel, I'm Groot.
I'm Groot.
But you know what makes King Kong better than Thor? King Kong went for the head. Kong went for the head.
Oh,
yeah. See, rookie move, Thor. Rookie move, mate.
Yeah.
Come on, Kong even knows to go for their head.
Maybe they did that on purpose.
Probably. They're probably throwing shade at like.
Yeah.
They're probably throwing shade at Chris Hemsworth. Like, hey, mate, you couldn't kill him, but check this out.
This is how it's done.
This is how it's done. Let this monkey show you how it's done.
Hey, they're basically saying that he's worse than a monkey then.
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't expect anything from like it's probably like a big middle finger to from Warner Brothers to Marvel.
Disney.
To Disney. Alright. Take that, man. That's how you kill a god. You go for the head. I really like it. Like I remember I texted you. I'm like, hey bro, did you see the trailer? Like, what the hell?
I remember like the moment you texted me as well. Like I literally just finished watching it, and I was
because I was at work, and then I got everything ready. And because when I'm at work, I like to have like YouTube or music or like Netflix running in the background.
Yeah.
And then I turned on YouTube, and then the first thing I saw was Godzilla vs. Kong, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this is bullshit. This is fake. I was like, oh wait, no, it's an actual trailer. And I watched it, and I was just like, I was literally like confused and excited at the same time. Like I was literally like, I don't know what's happening, but this is so cool. Like I am so excited for this thing, but I don't know what's happening, but I'm so excited. Like this is this is what I've wanted. That's about it on the trailer. Like, I got nothing else to add on it.
Yeah, same. No,
Yeah,
got
cool.
nothing else.
Awesome. So let's move on to our other topic for this evening. Wandavision,
Yeah,
mate,
Wandavision.
came out 2 weeks ago. First 2 episodes dropped. We've got the 50s, the 60s, and the third episode was the 70s. Let's go episode 1, and then we'll go into episode 2, and then we'll go episode 3. How's that sound? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. So episode 1, you guys should know by now. It's it was based on I Love Lucy, those 50s sitcoms and everything.
Bewitched.
Bewitched was the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, Bewitched was. I think Bewitched and I Love Lucy was the 60s. I forgot
Yeah.
what the 50s was based on. It was something, but anyway, so they were based on like a sort of like a sitcom thing, and then they actually shot that in front of a live audience. Like that was actually shot in front of a live audience, and I'm like, what did these people sign over to be in the audience?
Yeah, true. And not only that, was it COVID safe?
This was before COVID.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they shot this before COVID.
Okay, alright.
They shot this in like back in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll shoot it like late 2019 to early 2020.
Oh, so basically just before it hit.
Yeah, just before COVID hit. So you had, you've had the opportunity. At the moment, they've started shooting Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes.
They're shooting it in Hyde Park.
Mm.
They're going to Hyde Park, I think tomorrow or the day after. They're closing down Hyde Park, and you know how they've got the art display there in Hyde Park.
Yeah.
So they're turning that into like weird alien like statues and stuff. Oh yeah, another thing. Matt Damon's gonna be in that movie.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, hopefully he plays Loki again.
Or someone, like maybe they'll give him like a proper role this time.
You know what I'd love? I love if he's like acting as Loki, like just like those character actors, but like he just stays in the role of Loki the whole time. And people are like, alright dude, we get it, enough, but like he still plays in the role.
Wait, you're not the real Loki.
You're not the real one. Yeah, so they're starting to shoot that. That won't be out until next year.
Yeah,
so they'll probably have
right after Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so they'll probably have about 6 to 8 months on shoot, or maybe a year shooting on that, and then 6 months on like filming. So you'll be looking at about, because it's I think November 2022.
This is my thing. I think all these these next Marvel projects are all linked somehow, and I think Loki also has a big role in it.
Yeah, it'll probably. Well, you see it in the trailer, like he calls for Heimdall and Thor anyway. So
exactly.
But anyways, we'll see how that one goes. But But anyway, back to WandaVision before we sidetrack off. Yeah, so the first episode, it was a bit different than what I was expecting. They kind of like go straight into it, as in like there's no build up or anything. Like there's no backstory or anything about it.
Yeah, you don't see how they actually end up there.
Exactly.
Why it happened and stuff like that.
Yeah, they just rock up and then like they've started straight away. Like we don't get any kind of backstory to it.
No.
Anything. They go straight up where they're all new and then they don't know what's happening. They're confused and stuff. I really loved Paul Bettany's acting in this typical sitcom character.
Yeah,
and he does kind of fit into that kind of mold. Yeah, what was your thoughts on Ep 1?
I really like the dinner scene. I think that's probably the best part in episode 1 when they're having the dinner together with his manager and his wife.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
And it gets really dark when when what's her name, Mrs. Hart, just starts glitching out. It's like, stop it, stop it, and it just keeps holding on that stop it.
Yeah.
And then like the music kind of stops and it just kind of like zooms in, and it was like this is like actually like you could say it's creepy.
Yeah, it is quite creepy.
It's quite creepy, but at the same time it's just like it's pretty funny.
Yeah. But like if you looked at that scene kind of thing, it was pretty cool. Like she was in the beginning, it was more like a stop it, like joking around kind of.
Yeah.
When it gets even more intense, it gets more serious. Like the tone change.
Yeah.
You can hear the tone change and stuff. Her expression stays the same, but the tone changes. Where it goes from like a happy, like a stop it kind of, to like a more serious and intense thing.
Yeah.
And then you see like Wanda's like confused. She's like, "What's happening?" Like to stop it. She comes up with the thing where she's like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna put a pause on this reality. Vision, quickly use your powers and get that thing out of his mouth." Kind of thing. I love it how Mrs. Hart is oblivious to what happened.
Yeah.
Because she acts like as if nothing has happened, but Mr. Hart's like all frantic about it.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at it, like he's all more frantic, and he's like, I could see what they were trying to do, where they were trying to have the funny elements and then combine it with the serious elements as well. Then we go to Ep 2, and then they've got the Bewitch opening, where they've got the Wandavision, Wandavision. The guys that are doing the theme songs, they write for Disney, so they've done they've written for like Frozen and all that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's why you get like those catchy tunes and stuff.
Very experienced.
Yeah, so they've written music for like Frozen, obviously, like Let It Go is such a popular song. Like, obviously you've got the writers for that writing the theme songs for each episode. Yeah, pretty much they're meant to start from the 50s and go all the way to like the present, like the modern day family. So then Ep 2 we have starts off with those loud bangs and noises and stuff, and that's when we kind of get to the point of okay, what's happening here, kind of thing. It starts off as a more of a they've got the joke elements in it, but it starts a little bit more serious than it's meant to be, you know. So it starts off like intense as well, but they throw in that comedic element to die it down. And I've got theories about this, which I'll do after we do after we talk about the episodes. So they dial it down kind of thing, and then you've got they do the whole conjoint bed, because they're in separate beds, and they go straight into the twin beds, the double bed. When you're watching it, you can see how it's set up. It's like it's just with the one camera instead of the two, because you know in normal sitcoms you've got like the two or three camera setup, where you've got the wide shot, then you've got the close-up shots, and then you've got the other angle. But with this one, it felt like it was just one. What was your favorite part of number 2?
I liked the scene where she was at that little party.
The town planning.
Yeah,
committee.
The town planning thing. Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
And we start to see a bit more color bleeding in to the black and white as well. So like the use of red.
Yeah, I think before that we had the helicopter.
Yeah.
The shield, the sword helicopter. Sorry, the toy one that flew in and kind of, and then you had the blood from the party where she breaks the glass and stuff. Yeah, that was a weird comment that what's her name said. Who's the other antagonist that's in there?
Oh, Agnes.
No. The bossy one. The one that's the head of everything.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Dottie. That's it.
Dottie. Yeah.
Where that was a pretty rough line. What she said was after she snapped out of that sort of like that thing.
Yeah. I remember that now. Yeah.
So you know how she was like confused and dazed, and then she snapped out of it.
Yeah.
She goes, you know what's the best way to clean blood off clothes? Is to do it yourself. And I'm just like, oh, what is she implying? Like, what is she implying here, you know? Like, is she implying that, you know, there's some kind of abuse happening or something like that? That's fast. Like, you know, her husband's the what's his name? The guy with
the guy with the mustache.
The mustache, yeah. That's the husband. Like, he doesn't seem like a violent guy to me. He seems like
he seems alright.
Yeah, but like, what does she mean by like that line where to clean blood up?
Yeah.
Like, is she referencing that this mess that you've made, the only way to clean it up is if you do it yourself? kind of, you know, the
Maybe, yeah,
sort
yeah,
of like
maybe,
the
yeah.
reality that she's made.
Yeah, that makes a bit of sense.
Yeah, it's like pretty much like let's say for example, like the blood is her world, her reality,
Yeah,
the
the
fake
reality, the
reality,
bubble
the
that
bubble
she's in, yeah,
she's
yeah.
made, and to get rid of it, she has to do it herself, kind of thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, no one's gonna snap her out of it. She has to snap out of it herself, kind of a thing. And sort of that was my interpretation of that blood
Yeah.
kind of scene. Really love what was the thing that they did at the library, public library, the night watch, or the
Oh, yeah.
the thing, like, because Vision's just standing there and everyone's just like,
Yeah.
you're kind of unwelcome
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
kind of. And then he comes out and he goes, Norm, that's the guy's name, Norm.
Yeah,
He goes, Norm's a communist.
yeah.
And everyone just like goes, like, all serious.
Yeah, they all look at each other.
And then they start laughing.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of thinking like, wait, can you say that? And then you realize, oh wait, it's the '60s, so yeah, sort
That's
of
right,
you can. so I like how they weave in those kind of, you know,
Yeah.
jokes and references that are era appropriate.
Yeah. Relevant to the time.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's not a modern day joke that they've put in that time period. It's like a joke from that time period that they've continued,
Yeah.
kind of thing, which was funny, which I liked. And then like they're like, oh, you want to go out and have some lunch? And he's like, oh, no, not really, because
I don't eat.
I don't eat. Oh, I've just had some food.
Yeah, I don't like to have meals in between meals.
And then he eats that piece of gum.
Yeah, that's what, like, that bit was like, what?
And he
like,
gets
the
drunk.
gum just made him drunk.
I think it just stopped him functioning and stuff.
Yeah, so I think just everything just functions weird in Wanda's little reality.
I really like the magic show. The magic show was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where Vision started using his powers and everyone's just like, wait, what? And then Wanda kind of comes in and
tries to hide it.
Because she probably doesn't want anyone seeing
to know.
Which is sort of part of what I'll be saying. My favorite part of that was he's got the piano and he lifts it up.
Yes, yeah.
And then Wanda comes and just takes it and turns into, it's like a cardboard.
Yeah.
And that guy's like,
that was my grandma.
yes, that was my grandmother's piano.
Yeah.
And then no one cares.
yeah, that's right. Like, no one cares that it was his grandmother's.
Yeah. And then just continue with it. That was just hilarious. And then after that, we get our first intruder. Not first intruder, second, maybe second.
Yeah.
Maybe the 100th intruder. Who knows? But like, we get the beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought, when I saw the trailer for it, I thought it was going to be Randall Park.
Yeah, but apparently it's not.
No, it's a stunt actor.
Yeah.
It's the guy that does the stunts for like Captain America and all that stuff. Like, it probably transformed into a beekeeper suit.
Yeah, when he went into the reality, I think he went in with a hazmat suit,
and then it turned into
a beekeeper suit.
But here's my thing. I reckon, I got a feeling, because he came out of the sewage pipe, right? Okay, he was wearing beekeeper things to make it look like a beekeeper, but I reckon that could have been like flies and stuff, like, you know, because they were going for like kind of like that 60s kind of look. Like, it could have been like flies instead of bees, like.
Yes, but then when he came out of the sewer, they turned into bees.
They turned into bees. Yeah. So sort of like they were like flies. And another crazy theory, another crazy one. What if the bees were drones? What if they were drones, and then when he came out,
they all shrunk into bees.
Yeah. Maybe they wanted surveillance in there. And so they went in with a guy with drones and stuff, so he could go
Maybe,
out.
like, literally on the outside, he was just walking into the barrier with drones.
Yeah.
But then when he came out, he was coming out of the
sewage.
sewer.
Yeah. It's the loud noises that you hear that get Wanda and Vision to come out. right?
Yeah.
It's the loud noises that
Yeah.
makes them come out.
I want to see if I can
What do you
guess
reckon?
your theory.
What do you reckon?
I think, because I just thought of this now.
Yeah, give it.
The first bang that we hear,
Yeah,
like at the start, is Geraldine sneaking into the reality
oh, I like that.
with the helicopter. So she's in the helicopter
Yeah,
flying into the reality, and when she went into the reality, it turned into a toy helicopter.
yeah,
So when the helicopter went into the reality, it made the bang,
yeah,
right? And then she must have fallen out of it somehow, and then it shrunk.
yeah,
And then I think that's how she got in there, because the next scene we see her at that party, right, and she's trying to blend in with everyone, right?
yeah,
But she didn't say anything because she didn't know, like, because you know how they all said for the children.
yeah.
She goes, I didn't say it because blah blah blah.
Yeah,
She didn't know, obviously. She's just trying to hide it
yeah,
because she just got there.
yeah. She's not going with the flow, kind
That's
of
right.
thing. You know, she's like, so this sort of like you sort of, this is going to be part of what I'm going to be saying after, like it's part of it, but yeah, sort of that's a good idea. That's a good point, man. Like she could have came through that with that helicopter and stuff. And another theory that I had was that, you know how they're trying to introduce mutants to these realities. What if okay, because you know her parents are dead and stuff, right? But they don't acknowledge her as a mutant. They acknowledge her as an enhanced person. So what if the reason the helicopter landed in her yard and instead of anyone else's is, what if she's got a magnetic field around her? Like, what if she is a descendant of Magneto? What if she is the granddaughter of Magneto? And due to that, due to the magnetism and due to her reality warping, she attracted the metal towards her, like something that's not part of the world, like something that's an actual real physical thing was getting attracted towards her and turned into a like a toy helicopter. Because
what if that's just the merge of our two theories?
Yeah,
what if
it is?
She was flying into it,
Yeah.
and then when she went through the barrier,
Yeah.
that's when the magnetic
force pulled her in.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that, because if you think about it, if it's a reality that's built on her imagination or what she thinks, like in episode 3, when we get there, you'll see what we're talking about. Everything around her is either real or is fake. So if it's fake, then it could be a real helicopter that flew in with Geraldine, and Geraldine, yeah, and then turns into a toy while the magnetic thing is pulling it towards her. Another theory I have, I won't hold on to what I was thinking, was what if we're watching the Wandavision through the eyes of Sword, but we're watching it, but what Sword is watching is not what we're watching. So hear me out. Sword is watching the bigger picture. What we're watching is Wanda's perspective.
Yeah.
What if we're only seeing her perspective, but Sword is watching everything in there? Like, because they've changed Sword. It's not meant to be. It was like, what was it? Sentient world? No, not sentient. Like
it used to be. Well, in the comics, it's like for space threats,
science,
right?
Like something like that. Division or something.
And for the MCU, they've made it sentient
weapons.
Yeah.
So because they classify Wanda as a weapon and they classify Vision as a weapon and kind of thing. My other theory is it kind of goes with thing that was meant to be at the end of Avengers Endgame. I don't know if you saw it, where
I heard of a deleted scene.
deleted scene where Wanda steals
Vision's
from
dead body.
dead body kind of thing. So what if that is all true, and Wanda's kind of, used her powers to bring him back to life, but he has no idea about it. He has no clue about what's happened after Infinity War. Or what if she's blocking part of his mind in saying that, like, Vision is back to life, but she has put like a block on his mind, so that's why he acts all innocent and has no idea about it, kind of a thing. It's where Wanda's controlling his life instead of him being a free soul. She has created him again, and she's controlling him. Pretty much.
I think. So I'm pretty sure that did happen. Her stealing his body, and that's why right at the start is when they just start, like they're driving into Westview, and it's all normal because that's literally after that supposed deleted scene.
Yeah.
So I think she did revive Vision.
Yeah.
Probably with her new reality, like warping whatever.
Theories
She made Vision alive again with the Mind Stone, but because it's a different reality, that Mind Stone could be from a different dimension. So, should Vision leave the bubble, it would probably be something else. It wouldn't be the Mind Stone, because you can't have another dimension's stone apparently existing
in the same timeline. It's a
same
different
timeline or whatever. So
that's not a bad theory and stuff. Yeah, just to finish off Ep 2, that rewind cut, that was pretty cool, where she was like, no, sorry, I'm the one that's dictating what's happening
in here,
not you. So I'll tell you what's happening.
She just wants a happy life.
Yeah, exactly.
In a bubble.
And then which brings us to Ep 3.
Before we jump into episode 3, I just thought of just a quick theory, based back on that small helicopter that we see. What if S.H.I.E.L.D. has access to PIM technology?
I don't think so. I think they would have kept it out of hand. I don't think Hank Pym would do something like that.
Or, if not PIM technology, because we're dealing with another reality, right? There's probably some kind of, the transition from the real world into Wanda's reality. In between, there's probably some not multiverse, what do you call it? Quantum realm stuff happening there, just in between. And maybe that's where Geraldine eventually gets her powers.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you remember back to Ant-Man and the Wasp, said things. What the original Wasp said, that things happen differently down here in the quantum realm
and stuff.
And that's where she developed. Well, she unlocked
her potential,
powers, healing powers that she never had before.
That's not a bad thing, man. That's alright.
So,
in saying that, I've got another one. I know we're just going to be rambling on about theories, but who cares? What if anything that enters Wanda's reality, everything that enters isn't a threat? So if you think about it, the helicopter came through. It wasn't an actual helicopter. It turned into a toy. So a kid's thing. It turned into a kid's thing. The beekeeper, when he came in, he was probably hazmat suit, drones, guns, weapons, has everything, but turns into a beekeeper. So something friendly.
Yeah.
So something friendly, non-threatening, non-violent, What if Wanda's reality is just happiness? Like, she just wants happiness because she's only seen death.
Yeah.
She's only seen...
It's like her way of coping with her trauma.
Yeah, she's only seen death and felt death. She hasn't she's never had anything positive in her life. And by creating this reality, if whoever enters comes in with a positive mindset, like if you look at Geraldine, happy, bubbly, Agnes, bubbly, happy, everyone there is all happy and bubbly and stuff, except for
even in episode 3.
Same thing, everyone's all happy, bubbly, and weird stuff starts happening. And then what if her reality is based on no one in here gets hurt or gets or there's any trauma or violence, because
maybe she's trying her hardest to make that reality as happy as it can be.
Because if you think about it, all the time the glitches happen, it's when there's something traumatic happening or when there's something violent happening.
Yeah, or when they're like starting to realize something is wrong.
Yeah, sort of. But like, you look at it in episode 1, the choking, symbolizing death. Like he's choking and he's about to die, and the person's glitching out. Like, and she's like, "Oh no, wait! I created this happy universe. What's happening here? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, this shouldn't be happening.
The radio incident. She gets distracted, and that person cuts herself and starts bleeding. And then she loses concentration.
Yeah, because the radio is coming from the outside.
Exactly, she loses concentration. There's blood happening. Oh no! What's happening? Like, why is there this kind of violence happening? Let's go to episode 3, so we can keep this flowing a little bit. Ep 3, we're talking in the 70s. It's in color. Brady Bunch. It's not that hard to tell. Like, you knew it was a Brady Bunch. But she's pregnant and she's having a baby. She's pregnant, and then she goes from not being pregnant to having kids within less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, because and in that happening, you do hear like noises and crashing and sounds like weird noises and stuff, and then you see like the representation of the pregnancy journey, not as how we will see it, but visually we'll see it visually as a comedic thing, not as in a serious thing.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 kind of sort of slowly started twisting and turning and giving you that, okay, something's not right here. Like something is definitely
especially
right.
with Herb, when he was like cutting into the brick wall.
Yeah,
and he just kept going. He was just like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah, just kept going. He was glitching out and stuff.
Yeah.
And due to that, I think that like those glitches are happening because she's not concentrating.
She's kind of losing it.
She's being distracted.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, every time she's distracted, she loses control. She things start happening around. If you look at it, like when her water broke, she wasn't concentrating. She was like concentrating on the water herself.
Yeah.
And so it started raining because the water broke.
Yeah.
When she was giving birth, there was a power outage, and everyone had their power outage. But here's my fun part about episode 3 is it rained inside everyone's house, but it actually didn't. Because if you think about it, everyone that you see was wet, was dry. No one was soaking wet. No one was complaining about the water, except for Geraldine. She comes in and goes, I had a flood inside. Like, it started raining inside my house. But like Agnes never says it. Herb never says it. The doctor never says it. You don't see Dottie and Norm's house. You don't see it being wet over there.
Mm.
So that's when you start picturing, okay, Geraldine is not part of this world because she's probably spying on them, watching them, and seeing what's happening.
Mm.
But then she's pretending, she's going with the flow, pretending to go with it.
Yeah.
And that's why I got a feeling that everyone that's in there is being manipulated. Same with Vision, like same with Agnes, same with Herb. I'm not sure about Agnes, but like Herb, Norm, Dottie, everyone's being manipulated to do her bidding. You know, what if she's the villain? What if Wanda's the villain? What if there's no Mephisto? There's no devil? They're just saying it just to hype us up. But what if Wanda is the actual person that's trapped? Maybe real people inside of the world. She's manipulating them with her powers, because you know how she can manipulate, like how she gave visions to Tony, to Captain America, to all them. What if she's manipulating them by doing that? What if she's, because you see her in Age of Ultron, where she practically helps a whole town leave just by tapping into their brains. The only people she can't really tap into is Agnes and people from the outside, people that weren't there before, people that showed up later. You know what I mean? Like someone that wasn't in that town when she took over.
Yeah.
Someone that's, because if you look at the end of episode 3, when they zoom out and you sort of see the bubble, there's an actual house there. Like I would love to take them, like do like a massive left turn on us, like because I hate kind of where it's like, it's the devil that's manipulating her, it's this that's nah man, give her something new and fresh. Just make it her. Make it her acting out. Like what if she's the real evil that's there? Because Sword thinks it's someone else. Because if
that's true, they do.
Yeah, if you hear Wanda, who's doing this to you?
Yeah.
Who's doing this to you? What if it's no one's doing it? What if it's just her? What if she just wants to create a world where there's no more violence, where there's no more, you know,
just for her,
just
really.
For her, you know.
Yeah.
She's had everything taken from her. She's had her life taken from her. She's had
That's right.
She's had her love taken away from her. She's had her family taken away from her. Everything. This has been taken from me. Now I'm gonna take something from you guys. Like I'm gonna take your world from you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start creating my own world inside your world, and you can't do anything about it. Like something like that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, dude, that would be like mind blowing. Where she's created this new dimension, new multiverse inside Earth, where she's created like sort of like the mirror dimension.
Like a pocket reality.
Yeah, like what if she's made the mirror dimension for herself, kind of thing, and you know, but people can see what's happening still in there. But like that's where Doctor Strange comes in, and they fight to gain back control of the reality of the multiverse. You're opening yourself up to more threats, more multiverses and stuff, you know. What if Wanda's reality is a multiverse? It's a universe in one of the multiverses. What if it's like from another dimension, her reality, and then Wanda becomes the antagonist in Doctor Strange, like not a villain, but becomes like sort of like an antagonist that Doctor Strange has to deal with.
Well, I think it's partially correct.
Yeah.
I think Wanda is doing it herself. I don't know if she's doing it from the outside. I think it's still from the inside, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off, because I still think Agnes is going to play some kind of role. Like, what I think is, it is Wanda for now, but Agnes has a deeper sort of agenda.
Yeah.
I think she's going to use when Wanda like kind of loses it, like because as you can see, it's progressively getting worse, right? Like
Yeah.
Wanda is slowly starting to get distracted more and more, right?
Mhm.
So I think there's going to be a point where something as traumatic as her losing her twin brother or Vision, it happens again.
Yeah.
And I think she's just going to completely lose it.
Yeah.
Just go absolutely crazy, like probably a scene out of the comics or something.
Yep.
And I think that could potentially just rip a hole in the reality, and we could see someone like Mephisto coming out, or whatever. Like it was their plan.
Yep.
For Wanda to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I have to see. You know, in episode 3, they were like, you see Agnes and her talking, and then you see her about to tell Vision something. Like, it could be she's made a deal with the devil, and Agnes knows about it, and Agnes is like, yeah, man, like, can you tell her to snap out of it? Otherwise, if she doesn't, we're kind of screwed, because there's something bigger coming, kind of a thing. And then they could be like, Vision could be like, well, how do you know? And Agnes could be like, well, because I was there. So like,
so you're thinking it could potentially, they're making Agnes seem like a villain, but potentially it could be the other way around.
Yeah.
I wonder if something happens to her twins. That's because obviously now the twins are like her new important thing in life. Yeah. So what if something happens to the twins? She loses it. Obviously, she's going to lose it at some point.
But I don't think it'll be for the twins. I think she'll lose it. Yeah. We're seeing it. Remember, we're seeing this through her perspective. We're not seeing through anyone else's perspective. We're not meant to see the bigger picture. We're only meant to see her side of the things.
Perspective, yeah.
You know, it's her story. It's her thing. It's no one else's.
Yeah.
It's Wanda.
Yeah.
It's Wanda's vision, like literally Wanda's vision.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're meant to see. We're meant to see her reality. We're meant to see what she wanted from in life. She wanted to have a family. She wanted to be loved. She wanted to be fitted into the community because she was never part of any community. You know, she was never part of anything. Yeah, she was part of the Avengers, but then half of them thought of her as a nuclear threat, and the other half was like, don't worry about it. Like, she, like, literally, like, that was the thing. So Vision started questioning things, and then that's where it gets a bit intense, and they're like, and Wanda does that jump cut, and he starts all over again. That's it. That's about it, man. Do you have anything else you want to say on it?
No. I think we pretty much covered all 3 episodes.
3 episodes, yeah. Didn't want to go through any of the Easter eggs and stuff. Besides the, what is it? Stark Industry toasters.
All the different ads that they had in there. The Hydra soap.
And then, what was it? I think, Strucker watch. Yeah. Well, what if the ads are her timeline? Because it starts with Tony Stark. It all started because there was a Stark missile in our living room. And then it goes to Strucker's watch.
Yeah, it's all different pieces of her life.
Yeah, like the Strucker watch is them going to Strucker for the experiment. The Hydra soap is them becoming a part of Hydra. Like
I'm just keen for when everything just goes crazy.
Yeah.
And then we just see a strange portal opening up, and then it will end. The episode will end.
And like the last episode, you just see this ring portal open, and then the only thing that you see is the silhouette. You don't see Doctor Strange. You just see the silhouette.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, what's happening next? You lose your mind. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh baby.
Oh, you know what I really liked as well? In episode 3, where she's like, "Does this lipstick make me look fat?" And then he's like, the power goes out, and he's like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, wait, you know what? Maybe he said that because, like, if you think about like on surface level, Dottie doesn't look threatening,
No.
right? But what if she's also a witch?
Oh yeah.
So the fact that he goes, "Oh, thank God,"
Yeah.
like when the power went out.
Yeah.
What if it's just so he doesn't like, like his
kill
wife does all that, yeah, uses all this magic on
Yeah.
him.
What if Dottie is Mephisto? Nah, but then Dottie wouldn't be under control.
I think Mephisto is stuck and he needs to get out.
Yeah.
So I think he could have been in the rabbit
Yeah.
in episode 2.
What if Mephisto is like the never make a deal with the devil kind of thing, and then what if Mephisto's like a bounty hunter? Or Agnes is the bounty hunter. Probably Wanda and Mephisto made a deal, like, you want life, I'll give you life, but in return, you must give me death, or in return, you must give me souls,
Or give me your twins.
or give me something.
Yeah.
Or what if
Maybe he
it's,
wants the twins, and then he steals them, and then she goes crazy. I just had a thought.
Yeah.
You know how in the comics of like the House of M and all that, she goes, "No more mutants."
Yeah.
But then people think that this is going to be the opposite in the MCU, and she's going to create all these people with powers. What if, because she moved to the, what was it, San Francisco, like around that area?
New Jersey?
Yeah, but like it's still near that area,
No,
right?
San
'Cause,
Francisco's on the other side. Like literally, New Jersey's
New
on the
Jersey,
east coast. And
is it New Jersey? Because why is
Westview's in New Jersey.
in the MCU is it in New
Yeah,
Jersey?
yeah, New Jersey.
Okay, so
She's
how
just
come,
uptown. She's uptown from New York.
So how come what's his name's in there then?
Who?
The guy from Ant-Man and the Wasp, the FBI guy.
He got recruited by Sword.
Okay, so he's gone all the way to New Jersey.
Yeah, he's probably working for Sword now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's
okay.
probably their base is they're probably Sword's base is where the old Avengers base was, but like probably
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Okay, yeah.
Like
somewhere around there.
they've probably
See, I'm
built,
thinking
yeah.
if she does go crazy and somehow creates everyone, well, unlocks certain people with the X gene
Yeah.
to get powers,
Yeah.
right? This is I've had this really like random funny theory, right?
No, go for it, bro.
What if Randall, the guy that was in FBI but now he's in Sword,
Yeah.
what if he has the extra, like, because in Ant-Man vs. the Wasp,
Yeah.
this whole time he's wanted to know how Scott Lang could use magic, like fake magic,
Yeah.
how with all the card tricks and all
Yeah.
that. So he wanted to learn all that magic. So wouldn't it be funny if the MCU play on that joke and just gave him powers? What if he becomes Gambit, literally, because it's cards, yeah?
Cards.
What if they play on that? That was my theory. But then, like, also, get this right,
Yeah.
because in Shang-Chi,
Yep.
there's supposed to be like a tournament in Shang-Chi, right?
Yes.
It's like all these like magic people in the tournament. What if they only just recently got magic? What if it's because of what Wanda did in Wandavision,
Mm-hmm.
and then now they're having a tournament?
To see who's the most powerful.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Because apparently some of the people that are fighting in that tournament are going to be mutants.
Yeah.
And you know what else is interesting? Wong's in it, apparently. And so is Mordo.
In Shang-Chi.
Yeah, in Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay.
They're in the tournament.
Wanda, instead of creating mutants, she opens a dimension And through that dimension, we get Electro, we get Doc Ock, we get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, we get Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
I think that's part of it. I think it's part of it.
What if through that, that's how we get mutants?
Yeah.
Because they've walked through a different dimension. They've come through a different dimension or a different multiverse. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. You pretty much find all our links in the description below. You can find our socials as well in the description below. And we'll see you next time on the map, guys. Take care.
See you later.
See ya.
Wow, that just keeps getting better. So join us today on the Mad About Pop Culture podcast. Episodes come out weekly, and you can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you download or stream your podcast from. Did you know you can also give us a like and review in the app? This will really help out the show. Take care and goodbye, and we will see you on the map. Okay, bye-bye now.